Oh my god, I cannot believe myself. This guy came out with a theory that was about the world, One Piece world, being flooded about a year before it was ever revealed by Oda that the world has sunk. I don't know how he came up with this theory. That's what we're going to find out now. His name is 3D World. So we're going to see his video and see what he actually came up with. So I'm keen to know because this video was posted 1 year ago and we've only just found out that the world has sunk under the water just like 2 months ago. 2 months ago. And this guy posted this video a year ago. Let's find out what his theory is. You know what? I'm super excited for this. Drop a follow to this guy. I'll tag him in the video. He's an amazing guy. Let's see what he does. Let's see what he has to say.
Post-Apocalypse, Post-Terraform Theory.
Okay.
Chapter 193, released in 2001, was one of the most significant moments in terms of world building and lore in One Piece.
Way back when?
The warlord, Sir Crocodile, mentioned Pluton and the Poneglyph for the very first time, setting the foundation for One Piece lore that is still puzzling readers over 20 years later.
Yeah, facts.
Watching the episode where Pluton was first mentioned was special for me personally, because believe it or not, it made me come up with this theory that was buried in the back of my mind until it was virtually confirmed years later in Egghead Island arc.
Facts.
Let's go back to the beginning. The moment I first heard that Pluton was an ancient weapon that can make islands get nuked away, my nerdy mind jumped to plutonium, a radioactive element that relates to other elements commonly used in nuclear weapons.
He's smart.
And while the planet, the element, and this weapon are all independently named after the Pluton deity, and I put this thought aside as a possible naming coincidence, I already formulated the theory that the ancient weapon was possibly a nuclear one, as the other ancient weapons were not even known to us in Alabasta yet.
Fuck.
And even if it wasn't nuclear, the main point of this...
So far, this guy is super smart. He knows exactly what he's talking about. He's using his methods. He's using the right fucking terminology. He's using the Pluton and relating it to the real world and stuff like that. And how all of these Pluton, Uranus, and the Mermaid can help the fucking people with whatever their ancient weapons or something. So this theory is looking good so far. I like this guy. Let's keep going.
Theory isn't in the name Pluton. That's actually beside the point. No. The crux of the lore was all in the title, Ancient Weapon. Obviously, when ancient weapons are introduced in fiction, the assumption is always that the civilization that made it was either very advanced in magic or in science, more so than the present-day society if the tech is forgotten. That was right before Nico Robin ever introduced hints on the Void Century, though it didn't take long for that to reinforce this lore as well. My mind was racing. There I was 100-something episodes in, and I knew for certain that ancient weapons implied an advanced ancient society.
God damn! This guy is smart. He knew exactly that the ancient weapon, because he used the terminology ancient weapon, and he knew that the world was more technological advanced back in the days. Bro, this guy is smart as fuck. He deserves as many subscribers as possible. This video has only had 3.6k views, and this bro is talking facts. I don't know how this video did not get more views, so go show him some love. He's doing good so far. I like him. Let's keep it going.
But you might say, Alabasta never really confirmed Pluton was as Crocodile said. Maybe the rumors of its existence and power at that point were exaggerated over the centuries. True, but I'm now resurrecting my theory with what we know post-Wano. And if Crocodile was written to be certain about Pluton and its existence, there was a chance he was right. And with that supposition at the time, the conclusion eventually was inevitable. The One Piece world is a post-apocalyptic one, and it was evident all along.
Bro is so smart. He used the theory from Crocodile. He used all the fucking evidence that he guessed that the One Piece world that we live in now had been more advanced, and it's an apocalypse now, that the world is now has moved back. So the world was more advanced, and now it's just moved back more centuries. So this guy is hella smart. Let's keep it going.
After Egghead Island confirmed this by noting how Vegapunk was mostly copying ancient technology and outright saying a lot of the ancient tech is still beyond him, many readers began noticing these things that other readers have subconsciously noticed for years already. The One Piece world is very anachronistic. The modern fashion, like suits, amenities like fridges, all of it is not normal in a pirate fantasy world set in their version of the 1500s. Most of us, like myself, likely just attributed it to the world's natural setting. It's just how it's written. In the multiverse, this was simply a world where fashion and tech were all over the place because of the weird geography. They say as much in Little Garden. Some islands are prehistoric, while others are downright 20th century. I was willing to accept this was just how the world worked.
Facts.
But Crocodile Nico Robin planted the seed that never disappeared. Some apocalypse set the world back. I just couldn't prove it, so I set it aside for years. This brings up part 2 of my theory.
Yeah, okay,
while it is possible that the apocalypse had nothing to do with the unique geography of the One Piece world, something about it bugs all of us. The Grand Line, the Red Line, the Calm Belts, the Magnetic Islands. It is possible that's just how the world works, but it is also possible that it used to be different in the before time. As I plan to discuss in another theory, the amount of real world...
Okay, bro, this is so smart, bro. How did he know that it could be different back in the days by just looking at that? You have to be like top tier smartness. Even I, who's been watching One Piece since like 2015, but even I had no idea until I just recently figured out that the world has sunk. And this guy, he's super smart. I'm fucking unbelievable. He was posted this video a year ago. I am just super impressed by this guy. Absolutely loving this guy so far. He's got the best theories, man.
References, especially lingual, cultural, and religious ones, in the One Piece world has left me with 2 options. Either this is simply a universe parallel with ours, and these things are just normal, or the before time was one almost identical with the real world, with all of the supernatural aspects being a result of centuries of advanced science and war, and perhaps something super...
Do you reckon, if he's saying that today, like, racism has decreased today, like back in the 1800s, racism, and even in the 90s, the racism was quite a lot. So if it's all relating to the real world, do you reckon back when fucking Lularians and Joy Boy lived, do you reckon there was no racism? Because if it was more advanced like the real people, there could be a possibility. Now, if you're watching this video, think about that. You know what I mean? Let's keep it going.
Natural, yet to be revealed. I won't push this theory too strongly. But if it's right, that means One Piece, like I noticed some of us already believe, takes place in the future. It's the future of a world like ours. And I think if this turns out to be true, there were hints laid out for it.
It did turn out true.
963 and 964.
Okay, he's using the chapters like you never want to miss the One Piece chapter cover pages because they hold more information that you could ever think about. So let's keep it going.
Viper and Dogstorm mentioned that they thought there were more than 5 islands in the world, which was of course severely ignorant and incorrect.
Yeah, which was.
But if we are to recognize Oda's style of misdirection and subtle hints, what if that's a clue?
That is a clue.
Remember that Zou was isolated for 1,000 years.
Yeah, it was.
So while it makes sense that Minks would know nothing concrete about the rest of the world,
facts.
Is it not strange that they have a rumor like that passed along? They managed to pass down their connection to the Kozuki clan without trouble. So why do they think there's half a dozen islands?
Yeah.
It can simply be time creating myths, or it could be that they passed down accurate geographical info that became that rumor. What if the before time had no red line and millions of islands? What if there were 5 or 6 or maybe 7 continents that were forgotten by the world outside of Zou, and is what inspired Cat Viper and Dogstorm to believe there were only 5 islands in the world?
Could be, because they are from the Mink tribe and they haven't seen the fucking entire world. And it was only 800 years ago because this guy is not fully correct at the moment because he doesn't know that it was only 800 years ago. And if Minks were living back thousands of years ago and on the fucking island of Zou, they would have the idea of the world being just a continent. That's why they said that the world was only a few. And that's why even the other chick, what's her name? Carrot also thought that the world wasn't that big because majority of it was just land. And now that the sea is there, now people think that the world isn't bigger. So that's why Carrot and all those guys have a misconception because they've actually missed that period of those 800 years of just being up there on the fucking elephant. They don't know what's happening down there because, you know, maybe. Let's keep it going.
I think the biggest obstacle for this theory is the existence of the many sentient races, like mermaids, minks, and giants. It would be a big shocker for Oda to reveal they were all created at some point, and I admit it's far-fetched. Maybe they all existed from the start in the world that looks like ours, and the ancient weapons terraformed the world to look like this? Or maybe someone did make the various races using ancient science, Whether they're natural or artificial, all I know is that this fantasy world was actually science fiction all along. I would not rule this out just yet. In the end, if it turns out that the Before Time had a geography similar to the real world,
it's true. It did turn out that way.
It doesn't even have to be like the real world. It could just be different. I would consider this theory an accurate one. Yeah. Watching this theory grow in the back of my head over the years was really enjoyable because it brought up so many questions that we wouldn't have asked otherwise.
Facts.
What was the world like thousands of years ago? Was
it
really more advanced than anything that they could imagine? There's a very good chance that it takes place in our future. Maybe that was the plan all along. Maybe not. It doesn't have to be, but it's still something that we did not see coming from the beginning. It'd be such a curveball. I don't know how people will react.
Yeah, it is 100% true.
Some aspects of this theory is
His theories are 100% true. This is me watching from the future after knowing everything, and the video has ended without anything. So, yes, this bro is absolutely, love this guy. Go show him some love. I'll tag him in this video. He made the perfect theory that turned out to be true, and he used the ancient weapons. He used the Pluton. He used Crocodile's help. He used every single hint there was to get the theory right, and I'm super impressed with this guy. He made this video a year ago. Go show him some love. He actually made a really good video. I respect that. Subscribe and like his videos, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Give me more videos to react to in the comments, and I'll react to more videos. See you later.